Oof, guys, the stock market right now is not looking pretty. After we got pretty favorable jobs data this morning, the payrolls data looked pretty good, and it's not enough to move this market. Look, we're down across the board. The VIX is up, so you guys know what that means. I got my double espresso on deck. We're going to break down what's going on, the data, the charts. We'll cover Sofi a little bit and break down some other stocks. But first, guys, hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with the private Discord, see my portfolio updates week in, week out, how I'm investing $1,000 a week right now. All of that's on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments, or simply go to sofistock.com/Patreon. And with that being said, guys, cheers, take a sip of your coffee, and let's get into it. So it is about noon, a little past noon on the East Coast right now, and we are down across the board. VIX is up 3.5%, Dow's down 3/4, same with the Russell, 0.75% in the red. The Nasdaq's down 0.4, and the S&P is down, 0.6, almost lost it in here, guys. SPY's down now to 676, hovering right above that 180 SMA, and QQQ is, I think, slightly under. Yeah, slightly under the 180 SMA, well under the 50 SMA, and this is actually breaking through a critical support. Triple Q is at about 610. Now we're at 608, so that's starting to slip. We actually got the 604 in the pre-market. And speaking of the NASDAQ, guys, side note here, did you see that they filed something with the SEC to, push for 23-hour trading days, 5 days a week? Yeah, I made a TikTok on that. Make sure to go follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, Stas Talk Stocks, Stas Surfest. You'll find me on there. But that's pretty interesting. What do you guys think about that? On a side note, 23-hour trading days, 5 days a week. That would be nuts. I know the day traders would love that, right? They'd be freaking trading all day. But yeah, that's a little side note there. Let me know your thoughts about that. I think it's interesting. I think it's inevitable. Eventually, the market's going to be open all day, every day. I don't know if that's going to take 5, 10 years, right? But eventually, I think we will have 24/7 trading. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. And yeah, at this point, man, we're down. Down across the board. QQQ slipping through 610. SPY is fighting to hold this 180 SMA. But if it falls through, if it breaks through 675, this could flush down to 665, 670, totally in the cards. And let me, before I get too, not even sidetracked, but too deep into these charts, let me show you the actual payrolls data. Let me pull this up. Quickly, we'll break this down so you can see payrolls rose by 64,000 in November after falling by 105,000 in October. We can see here, and that was the delayed jobs numbers show. Let's come down here a little bit, and we got more insight on the unemployment rate, which did rise to 4.6%. So you can see here, job growth totaled a seasonally adjusted 64,000 for the month, better than the Dow Jones estimate of 45,000 and up from a sharp decline in October. You guys probably remember that, right? And the unemployment rate rose to 4.6%, more than expected, and its highest level since September 2021, which that was expected, right? We were all anticipating unemployment rate to go up. It was 4.5%, or actually, was it 4.4? So this actually went up more than I think expected. I have to double check that. I'm pretty sure the forecast was 4.5%, so it came in at 4.6, which is nuts, right? A more encompassing measure that includes discouraged workers and those holding part-time jobs for economic reasons swelled to 8.7%. Its peak going back to August 2021. And in addition to the November report, the BLS reported, or released rather, an abbreviated October count that showed payrolls down 105,000. While there was no official estimate, Wall Street economists were largely expecting a decline following a sharp, or rather a surprise increase of 108,000 in September. And this chart shows you that, if I show you here, the monthly job creation in the United States, we can see it's clearly gone down over the last couple of years. Negative 108,000 in October. That was awful. And the October slump came from a steep fall in government employment as deferred layoffs instituted earlier this year took effect. Government payrolls were off 162,000 for the month and fell an additional 6,000 in November, and the October decline marked the third time in 6 months that payroll saw a net negative level. And the BLS report also showed that August numbers were revised down 22,000 to show a steeper loss of 26,000, while September's initial count was pushed lower by 11,000. So clearly, guys, the unemployment rate has been coming up. The economy, the labor market is a little shaky right now, and that's a good reason why the Fed's cutting rates, why they were prompted to cut rates again, right? 25 basis points. We just got that, a couple days ago, whenever that was, and maybe we get more cuts than expected in 2026. I know the Fed's expecting one cut now in 2026. That could change, potentially. We'll see. Obviously, they're always data dependent, as they say. So that's the quick rundown here. Let's see here. Let's see the jobs, where they came from. Healthcare added 46,000 jobs, accounting for more than 70% of the increase. Construction rose by 28,000, while social assistance contributed 18,000 jobs. So I don't want to go much deeper into that, but that goes to show, okay, unemployment rate, 4.6. I'm pretty positive it was expected to be 4.5, so that came in hotter than expected. Not ideal, and it's kind of crazy how we're approaching 5% unemployment. People are losing their jobs right now, guys. Whether it's AI, whether it's this, that, it's the reality, and it's come up a good chunk over the last year or two. It's not where it was during COVID, obviously, but yeah, unemployment's creeping up. The labor market is shaky at this point. And if we look at Sofi stock quickly, we can notice that it is up 1.1% on the day. Maybe, okay, weaker labor market, more rate cuts are coming, that was already expected though. And SoFi, you can see here, it's starting to push back over 26. It was under 26 in the pre-market, I think. Yeah, we hit $25.25 in the morning. And at this point, guys, if I draw out this trend line, SoFi is holding a critical support at about $25 per share, which we held it in the pre-market. We held it a couple weeks ago, right? Months ago at this point. In October, we held it all of November, except for that one-off dump to $23. And I'm telling you, man, if we fall through $25.25, I think this is going to go to $23.50. I think there's going to be more downside in the short term if that level breaks and we fill this gap down at $23.50. And if this market continues to be rocky, guys, heading into the end of the year, with this offering that we're noticing, right, putting a cap on the stock, like I've said, I wouldn't be surprised if SoFi slips even further. And that's kind of a reason why I took profits in the Patreon portfolio and put that money elsewhere, because I think ultimately, man, I'm still bullish, but I think SoFi could be going to the low 20s here. That's the reality. And the chart is pointing to that. We have a descending triangle. We almost dumped under 25 this morning. SoFi fell off a cliff yesterday, guys. $27.50 down to 25 a share. It dumped 8% from top to bottom. Now we're getting a bit of a relief rally, up 1%. But yeah, I'm telling you, if this thing breaks 25, we're probably going 23.50. We're probably going 23 even. Totally possible. And if that were to break, I'm not saying that's going to break, but let's say it does, we have a wide open gap down to about $20.50 a share. We could be going there. Not saying for sure. All I'm saying is if things really start breaking down here, if things get weak, that's another big gap. $20. But honestly, I don't see it going much under 20. And I'd buy SoFi in the high teens, low 20s, but we're just not there yet. So I'm going to be patient. I'm waiting. Again, I took profits in my Patreon portfolio. I still own it in other accounts, and I put that money elsewhere. I bought some more Mercado Libre, bought some other growth stocks that I like for the new year. Yeah. We're going to keep it pushing, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Join the Patreon for my portfolio updates, the private Discord. You get more access to me throughout the week. All of that's down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.